Welcome to Pisces Tarot, and I am your host, MiMi the Lightseer. Your business is my business. Today, we will dive into your business with a timeless relationship reading, which means it could be platonic, professional, or romantic. In this session, we will explore the overall energy of your reading, obtain cosmic insights to identify the topics, spill the tea on the energies involved, uncover the positives and the negatives while revealing the lessons that you need to learn, and suggest actions for healings and the best possible outcomes. Remember, this is a general reading, and you have found it when this message is needed. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. Remember, I am LGBTQ plus friendly, using pronouns for storytelling purposes. Lastly, please like, rate, subscribe, and comment. Let me know how this message is connecting with you. And without further ado, let's get into your business.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Pisces Tarot. I am your host, MiMi the Lightseer. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome. Y'all caught me slipping this morning. I was actually sitting here looking at the planetary alignments. Good morning, Jerome. Welcome, everybody. I was looking at the planetary alignments this morning as I got caught with the introduction, and I was looking at how many planets we have today in Sagittarius, y'all. God bless the baby that is born today, y'all. The sun is in the constellation of Scorpio. However, this baby that is born today will have the moon, Mercury, Venus, all in Sagittarius. So that it will be an interesting child. And what I tell you is that day before yesterday, I'm just now starting, Nisa. I will tell you that day before yesterday, if you were born 2 days ago, all of your big 4 planets were all inside of Scorpio. So it's a lot of babies that are being born today, that are being born this week, that are going to have some interesting placements. But also, I say that to say we have to have some grace for ourselves, because there is a lot. And if you follow me and if you've been listening, if you've been missing out and what I'm saying to you is of interest, go over to my YouTube channel at MiMi Lightseer and go ahead and follow, subscribe, and go back and listen to the last couple of readings that I've done. But I do feel as though there's a lot of energy, a lot of pent up energy, a lot of aggressive energy coming up, things that you thought that you buried at the bottom of the bottom are starting to come out at the top, and people are finally dealing with things that they've been needing to deal with and heal from for quite some time. And this morning, as I was getting dressed, y'all, and this is me getting dressed, but as I was getting dressed, I was actually looking at some what was I looking at? I was looking at some good morning, Belinda. I was looking at some packaging for some very expensive moisturizer for my skin, and I was so annoyed, y'all. This is why reading is fundamental, but y'all know how people of color, we don't really necessarily like to read. We look at the package, we pick it up, we're like, okay, good, go. Well, have y'all been annoyed how you open up the exterior of something and it looks so big, but then when you get down to the contents, it's like this much in it? So for example, you open up a bag of chips, the bag of chips is this big, but then when you open up the chips, it's down here. Like, that just seems so wasteful, right? It's like all of this was wasted just to produce this much content. And as I was looking at the packaging and very annoyed, right? Because all of that could have been in a 2-ounce bottle, right? You gave me 1 ounce of contents, but then you put it in a 3-ounce packaging. So such a fraud. But the reason why I'm bringing this up, y'all, is because I feel like we're starting to look at things for what they are. I feel like people are starting to process that things have been very misrepresenting and misleading for quite some time. We didn't know how to deal with that. We've been looking at the contents of the package when it comes to the exterior of people, but not really looking at the ingredients and the contents of their heart. Calling people fine, calling people sexy. But when you get to know that personality, they far from fine, they far from cute, they far from sexy. And I feel like during this time, during this season, I've been talking about it the last couple of days because it's been strong. But I feel like there's a lot of resentment that was undiscovered and undiagnosed and unprocessed. A lot of resentment, a lot of anger, a lot of frustration is starting to come to the light. And I feel as though people are now going to be dealing with a lot of things that they thought that they didn't have to deal with, feelings that you never thought that you had. Oh, baby, they are starting to come to the forefront. So let's go ahead and get into this reading, because I'm telling you, like last night when I went to bed, just being totally transparent and forthcoming, I was thinking about some things last night. I had tears in my eyes and I was just like, I am so tired of having a heart. And when I thought about that, I really didn't mean what I said, but I meant what I said, because I am so tired of having feelings and emotions and thoughts and kind wishes towards people who don't have that same energy towards me. And I was just really like lamenting to God about it last night. And I feel like a lot of people are starting to have those same awakenings when it comes to the people that are in their lives, the people who you've entrusted with your heart and you've willingly wanted to give your heart away to people. I'm seeing a lot of people saying, yeah, me too, you know. So this morning we are live on TikTok as well as Twitter. Not TikTok, Twitter. We're mercy. I can never say that correctly. This morning we are live on YouTube as well as TikTok. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Go ahead and subscribe if you have not subscribed. Welcome to Pisces Tarot. I am your host, MiMi the Lightseer. Your business is my business, and we are about to get into this business. And if you've been missing it, if you could say that you can relate, go ahead and watch some of the playbacks. So the first like maybe 30 minutes of some of the videos that I've uploaded recently. All my videos are bookmarked chapters, so you can skip to what you need to hear. But similar to this message that I just gave you today will be the message that you will get in those readings. And I've been talking about it for quite some time. But I was looking at the placements. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because Sagittarius deals with morals, versatility, and optimism. And if we're thinking about how all this hurt is coming up, right? Unresolved hurt, untreated hurt. These things are coming up. Sorry, that's my 4:30 alarm. These things are coming up because we're being forced to deal with it. We're also dealing with Scorpion energy, which is about being alert, being driven, and idealistic. So we're being challenged to how we think. That's what I'm telling you. How we think is being challenged right now. And as most of you know, Saturn just went back direct in Pisces. So we have a lot of that going on, y'all. Okay. And so yeah, Fleet says that no contact read is becoming a reality for me. Me too. Me too. And I hate it. That was part of my grievance last night. But it's like I'm also going through a awakening where I'm realizing that this person may not have been the person that I thought this person was all this entire time. Like I said, we're dealing with the exterior, the presentation, the surface level. We're dealing with that, with the realization that it's not all good. Think about it this way. Y'all think about when you have some fruit, or you go to the store and you buy some fruit, especially in the spring and the summertime, and that fruit look all red and juicy and sweet, especially strawberries or any type of berry. Just pick your poison, but I'm talking about strawberries for now. But y'all notice how that strawberry be looking all red and juicy and tantalizing, and all of a sudden you bite into it and that thing is like, it has no taste. It's just as bitter as it want to be. That's what happened when y'all be dealing with genetically modified foods. But nevertheless, I digress. The point is that it's misleading and it's frustrating because you done spent $29 on some strawberries, because we know it's inflation, and you get home and them things is nasty. You know, you could take it back to the store. Many people don't know that, but you can return stuff like that. Like, bro, ain't nobody paid $42 for 3 berries and this stuff is nasty as all get out, okay? So let's go ahead and get into the overall energy reading. Spirit, for the great highest good of all and the harm of none. Give us some messaging that relates to the people who are in this reading who are meant to hear it. Yes, I'm seeing these Virgos pop up. Go ahead and drop your zodiac signs in the chat. Good morning, Kai. Go ahead and drop your zodiac signs in the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, here we go. Time machine. You know what's interesting about everything? Good morning, Evelyn. You know what's interesting about everything that I said so far? Everything that I said so far, I was talking about from our perspective. Okay, from our perspective, right? But y'all know duality exists. So Fleet, to your point, just like we're going through the realization that things ain't all that they seem to be, the people that we're dealing with are also going through these same feelings and emotions. And I do feel like they are being held accountable for their inaction, that was strong. The people that we're having these intense feelings and realizations about are the same folks who are also being called and being held accountable for the mischief that they've caused, the havoc that they've caused on our lives. And Fleet says, yeah, my ex has been stalking my social media. Yeah, well, I don't post nothing to give nobody nothing to stalk, but you know, hey, if you want to keep looking, keep checking. You checking my social media, it's like checking to see if you won a lottery, baby. It ain't nothing there, okay? But what I will say is, if the energy of you, no, let me rephrase this. If the energy that you're feeling when we're talking about dealing with these people from the past is a very strong and robust energy, it is because that person is dealing with you in their soul. So they're going through their own reckoning and you're going through your reckoning as well. Does that make sense? So if you find the intensity of the feelings being very strong and very painful, it is very likely that that person is also equally dealing with the intensity and because people are dealing with, like I said, it's a reckoning. It's a spiritual reckoning. It is a soul reckoning. Okay. There is a lot coming to the forefront. And if you've been truly following me, and you've been listening to me talking about this soul cycles with divine masculine and divine feminine energy, well, if you have been following, you will know that those who have delayed coming forth, those who have delayed having critical conversations that need to be had. These are the specific individuals who I am referencing who are being dealt with. Y'all making me choke on that because I feel like somebody was like choking on something when I said that. But it's true. It's true. And I feel, excuse me, I feel as though this is why this time machine card came up, y'all. I feel as though they wish they can go back. Jennifer said, yes, I'm choking. You're talking about me. Yeah, I definitely feel like that's why the time machine came up. I feel like they wish that they can go back just like you wish that you can go back. Everybody's regretting this. Because if we're being totally honest, and again, forthcoming and transparent, everybody was irresponsible in this situation.
Oh my God.
Okay? I'm just telling you, we were all irresponsible. We were all irresponsible. Okay? I know right now and forever, R. Kelly will be muted in musical history. But he did have a song called If I Could Turn Back the Hands of Time. And I don't know if that video is ever still posted on YouTube, because I know that people went through great lengths to have him removed and deleted and blocked and all of that other stuff, as they probably should have, right? But if the video is still posted on YouTube, go back and watch that video, because that whole entire video was done in reverse. It was him going back in the hands of time and undoing the things that he did to this specific young lady. And I feel like that's kind of like where both you and this person are in this energy. You both are wishing that you can go back into the hands of time. It was called If I Could Turn Back the Hands of Time. That was the name of the video. So let's go ahead and get into this reading. Let's see what truth that we need to hear right now. What are some truths that we need to hear right now for our soul's journey? Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all, we are 3 people away from having 300 subscribers on a YouTube channel. So, no ma'am. No ma'am. No ma'am. Bye. We are 300 subscribers away. I know she ought to be ashamed of her. Oh, she's not realizing the time change. That's what that is. Okay. Yeah, y'all go. Nicole says she's on YouTube. Yeah, I'm 300 subscribers. I'm 3 subscribers away from hitting the 300 mark, which is exceptionally fast growth considering I just started my YouTube channel at the same time that I started my TikTok channel at the end of July. So go ahead and follow and subscribe, because I'm telling y'all, when TikTok is abandoned in January, we will still have our community where we can still do what we do. Okay? All right. Now, freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. Thank you, Nicole. Yes. Appreciate it. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. Okay, so I'm getting questions about what happens to TikTok in January. In case you've missed it, Congress has been working to ban TikTok in America if TikTok is not sold to a non-Chinese entity. That has been going on for quite some time now, since the pandemic. So that's another reason why, election was important this year. They've really put down their ultimatum, but the point that I'm making about the election is that's what happens when, no. That's what happens when you put people in office who don't reflect your personal views. So that's even more of a reason why people need to be registered. You need to vote every time there's an election open, even if you don't like the candidates. That it's not what that's, it's not like, politics is not about liking folks. Politics is not about liking at all. It's about who's going to be sitting in those seats, in those rooms, at those tables, representing views that align closely with yours, the closest to yours. That's what it's about. And what you see happening in this country, where these laws are being changed in this country, you know, I'm just gonna say this, and then I'm gonna get off this soapbox because I can go there forever, which is interesting because this is also about freedom. Okay. We spend an insurmountable amount of money as a country given to other countries that we don't give to ourselves. We have spent billions and billions of dollars, if not trillions, over my lifetime. Well, I have a theory about that with the Snapchat, but no, he didn't buy TikTok. We've sent billions and billions and billions, if not trillions of dollars in my lifetime to other countries that we don't give to our own citizens. And if we're being honest, you know, we went to Afghanistan and to these other people. J-Rock, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that with you. The point that I'm making is that we, especially when it comes to people who, disenfranchise women, right? So think about in the recent years in your lifetime, the wars that have been had to advocate for women's rights. Okay. When you think about that, what makes us different from them if our women no longer have rights over their own bodies? I mean, make it make sense. We're no different. If our rights as women are being redacted and stripped away from us right before our eyes, what makes us any different? We're not. So for the young man who just asked me, did I really believe that? It is a fact that our votes count. Because if our votes didn't count, people would not be going through the extremes that they are going through to keep people from voting. Y'all got to understand how all of this works. This is why they're not teaching this stuff to our children no more in school, because the less you know, the more disempowered and disenfranchised that you are. That's the reality. The reason why they elected to come after TikTok was because too many people were making money off of TikTok. That's my theory. Because if not, why are we not targeting every social media platform that's not an American-based company? I'm just saying. So, you know, I don't ascribe when people say, you really believe that? Listen, people wouldn't have died. People wouldn't have gone through the extents. Like, you got to know your history. I'm not going to sit here and debate and argue with anybody about whether or not our votes matter, especially as a person of color. Especially as a person of color, because it's the most ignorant thing you can possibly say as a person of color. And I'm telling you this specifically because if you look at this country post-Reconstruction era, we as Black Americans were better off post-Reconstruction era than we are in 2024. Why is that? Because post-Reconstruction era, you had ample number of Blacks in Congress and House of Representatives making laws. That's where the birth of the historical Black colleges came. This is where the birth of the Black cities and the Black towns. This is where Jim Crow actually started in 1865-ish. If our votes did not matter, people wouldn't have gone through great lengths to prevent people from voting. Look at your history. there was more blacks in America post Reconstruction era than there were owners. Look at the Deep South and look at their very first congressional offices and House of Representatives post Reconstruction era. Blacks had rights to vote, and they were voting in places like Louisiana and Alabama, and specifically South Carolina. It was all black. It was all black. And one of the reasons why I don't ascribe to the whole women's suffrage movement anymore is because now that I understand it took these heifers 121 or 120 years to get the right to vote. And the only reason why they got the right to vote was because non-African Americans were being outnumbered, because that's how many, there were millions of blacks here. Haley, go look at the, look, I think it's 1865. Go look at it's in the House of Congress era, and all the government records. They were all blacks in legislations making laws, all black. I'm not lying to you. The only reason why women got their right to vote was because they went and told the story to the men. Because women didn't get the right to vote to 1920, I believe it was. But they went and told them, they said, if you give us the power to vote, we can help outnumber the blanks. And that's why women got the right to vote. So I'm telling you, I don't ascribe to that. I think it's the most ignorant thing that people of color can say. I realize we have a whole lot of African American Republicans, and that's cool too. We had a whole bunch saying as well. So it's not about just because you're black, you automatically vote one way or the other. It is all about, hey, Teach, good morning. It's all about finding somebody whose views align with yours. That's what it's about. Yeah. It tripped me out when I found out about it. It really did. So, you know, I think it's the most ignorant thing that we can say is people of color, especially people of color. After your great-grandmother and grandmother died, was spit on, taxed, beat up, dog sicked on, water sprayed on them by a fire hydrant. I mean, bombed. All of these different things for you just to grow up and be as ignorant as you want to be. But then be talking about you praying to your ancestors. No, the hell you not. Because your ancestors would be so appalled and ashamed. And I hate to be that frank in saying it. But I feel like I have to say it. If your grandmama and them could come down right now and see the kid that you are today, or the legacy that they left behind, they will be so appalled. They will be so astonished and so embarrassed of our community. They were fighting for their rights to be able to walk into a store. Let me tell y'all a story. And I swear I'm gonna get off this soapbox because I can go on and on about this forever. And that's not why I'm here. But it is applicable to the card that I just pulled. I remember when I was a little girl, and I can't remember how old I was, but remember I told y'all about the house in Cleveland and how we lived right in front of the bus stop. So when I would go to Cleveland, I loved going to visit with my grandmother and get on I would get on you know, the bus with my grandmother, and we would go and ride the bus and do things like that. So I remember we would go downtown, and where we are John, I don't know what you're talking about, but honey, if you have doubts or questions, you can exit. We're not doing that either today. But anyway, we would go down to the store, to the malls, right? And so my great grandmother, so let me tell y'all about my lineage while we're talking about lineage. My mother is a superintendent in the school district, very educated, has 5 degrees. My grandfather, her father, was a middle school dropout. Okay. He only had a 10th grade, he was a high school dropout with a 10th grade education. So he only completed middle school. I misspoke. His wife, which is my grandmother's, my mother's mother, was one of the first Black owned businesses in the harbor of Indiana. She had her own restaurant. Her father, which was my great grandmother's husband and dad, he was also an entrepreneur in Detroit and owned a store in Detroit, a big time store, and was very successful. But my great grandmother that I'm talking about, who had the house in Cleveland because they ended up separating and divorcing, she cleaned houses for a living. And she also would go visit my grandmother and help her with her restaurant. So my granny was very affluent, I guess you could say, for her time. Remember I told y'all about how big the house was in Cleveland and how even now in 2024 to say that a minority in the early 50s and 60s had a house of that size in Cleveland, on a main road is just astonishing to believe by itself, right? So anyhow, the bus came right in front of my granny's house. Now, my granny never drove a car, but she knew how to fix cars. Ain't that something? She used to work on cars. I'm telling you, the mind. Anyway, so we caught the bus and we went downtown to go to the mall one day. And it wasn't Macy's at the time. I believe it might have been Rich's, but it was like equivalent to a Macy's. So whatever that brand is now that it's absorbed, right? So long story short, I remember going with my granny and my grandmother, so her daughter, which is my mother's mother, okay? I remember us going to the store. I remember the brick roads. I remember the gold on the doors. And when I go to Cleveland, I swear I go downtown looking. I'm like, where is this mall? And now I think it's like the underground something. Like I vaguely remember the mall. It was like underground then, but it's not the way that I remember it being back in those times in Cleveland. It's not that same replica of a building today, but it is a historical landmark. But it's like a standalone building now, not necessarily a mall like it was then. Anyway, I remember my granny asking to see a slip because, back in the day, you didn't come out the house with a dress on without a slip on, okay? But y'all outside wearing y'all bonnets in public. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, I digress. So my granny asked to see a slip. And we were being helped by a non-African American person that worked there. So the lady who was non-African American, she was showing somebody else a slip, and she showed this lady like a silk slip, really nice quality slip. And when it came down to showing my grandmother a slip, she showed her like a cotton, like some less quality slip. And I remember my great grandmother losing her shit. I remember it. And she said, no, she stood up. She said, no, you're going to show me the same slip that you showed her. And I was a little girl. So this was this wasn't even in the 90s. This was like the 80s because I had to be no more than 5. Okay. And so my point in saying this is that your grandmothers and great grandmothers were still dealing with this type of mistreatment in the 80s and in the 90s, even the 2000s. I mean, heck, we still dealing with it, right? So for you to be dealing with this, your grandparents, your ancestors, to be dealing with that, but you want to come out with your booty hanging out your skirt, you want to come out with your bonnets on in public and wearing house shoes. And I get, you feel like it's a different type of freedom, but just imagine what your ancestors are truly thinking about you. And would they be proud of who you are? Because you are a reflection of their legacy. And when you look at life from that perspective, you may look at life a whole different way. That's all I'm saying. Being ratchet is not cute. I don't know why somebody thought that was it, but that's not it. Yes, you have freedom to do whatever you want to do. But just because you can do whatever you want to do doesn't mean it's good for you to do whatever you want to do. All right, I'm off my soapbox. All right, here we go. Back to this reading. But we're talking about freedom. And that's a Bible scripture that I just gave you. You can do whatever you want to do, but not everything is permissible. All right, here we go. Yeah. That's a good question. Of course, somebody probably muted me because I said what I said, and I said what I said, and I don't care that I said what I said. All right. Numbing. Somebody's working on numbing themselves right now. They're dealing with self-medication addictions and irrational behavior. This numbing has a whole lot to do with these feelings and emotions that are coming up that I was talking about 30 minutes ago when I was talking about the time machine, and when I was talking about dealing with resentment and anger, right? And in alignment with what I was just saying as well, right? The resentment and anger that is going on, people that are showing up at the polls, they're resentful, they're angry, they're sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? Y'all on TikTok, you see it. People are talking about people, how they're showing up at the polls and how they're doing this and how they're doing that. You see it. People are tired. They're angry. They're frustrated, and they're tired of being succumbed to negativity. That's happening. But you also have people who are numbing themselves, trying to run from their feelings and their emotions, not knowing how to deal with it. Some of y'all need to sign up and go to therapy. Stop being ashamed to go to therapy. If you need a therapist, it's because you need some help. There's nothing wrong with it. Let's stop condemning healthy behaviors, and let's stop edifying and justifying unhealthy behaviors. Reflecting. Some of you are reflecting. Some of you are taking time to think back. Yes, but see, the thing is, no one's saying that God can't help you, right? But that's not how God works either. That's not. Faith without works is dead. Period. So unless you're doing the work on you and dealing with your shadow side and dealing with the things that are uncomfortable for you, yeah, when you look at things and you pray about, I woke up this morning at 3:30 this morning praying about things. I absolutely did. And guess what? Good morning, Samantha. I had to literally pray for my own self. You know, you have to do the work. You have to do the work. Period. If therapy wasn't important, it wouldn't have been created. I mean, let's just be real. You know, not everything that's in this world is a hoax. Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all ain't missed too much of nothing. I'm just not getting started. I've been on the soapbox for 30 minutes. All right, here we go. What lies beneath all of this? Love story was at the bottom of the deck. All right. Bad choices. Bad choices. The person who is numbing themselves is coming to the realization that they've made bad choices. When we look into the broken mirror, what do we see? Nobody wants to admit that they failed. Nobody wants to admit that they're wrong. But it's a very healthy thing in life to admit when you're wrong, and to admit that you have failed, and to admit that you could have done things differently. Owning it. That's why giving closure and receiving closure is important. Having those critical conversations are important, but people run from it. Pop up, surprise visit, reaching out in person. So the person who's reflecting right now may pop up. Okay, they may pop up. Their true emotion here is sweet talk. The person that we're talking about may spend a lot of time saying a whole lot of sweet nothings. They make promises they don't deliver. This person is a flirt. Make a lot of bad choices. This person This person is not being used to being held accountable. This person is very irresponsible over how they treat people, which is why they probably want to go back in time. Immediately, I feel like this person did not expect to have feelings or emotions towards you. This person treats people like they're very indisposable. Like they're very disposable. I misspoke. But this person gets people in their lives. They have no intentionality behind their connection with people. And this particular person is being forced to mature, is being forced to own their decisions. This person is being forced to face the music. This person is being forced to reckon with themselves. Train, subway, railway. If you live in a high populated area where you do a lot of mass transit, you may run into this person. Whatever it is, person B in this situation, it has been doing a lot of reflection. So remember what I said in the beginning of this reading, that if you're thinking about a person and it's very heavy, it's likely that that person is thinking about you. What I'm picking up here is that this person is very regretful for how they've treated you, how things ended, how things materialized, and all of that stuff like that. This person is popping up in your self-reflection. And because you're thinking about them, you may will them into your current existence. So it's almost like how you might have randomly thought about a person and then all of a sudden that person calls. And like within the next 5 minutes of you thinking about them, or this person texts you, that's the energy that I'm picking up here. Okay. This person feels very regretful. They feel very regretful about how they treated you. What is influencing this situation? 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 Y'all, all I can hear right now is
the lies. There you go, bitch.
the lies, the lies. That's all I can hear. That's what's influencing. All right. Masculine energy, yang, okay? Logical, confident, assertive, protective, wounded, controlling, aggressive, egoic. Okay? For this person, they may have started dealing with this reckoning last month when Mars was in Scorpio. Now, let me go back and check. I believe Mars is also in Sagittarius right now. Mars is actually in Leo right now. So, was it last month? Well, Mars moves every couple of days, so it's possible. Either way, this may have a lot to deal with that. Okay. Last but not least, I'm curious to know if this is a soulmate connection. Not a karmic partner, but an actual soulmate connection. Like somebody who's supposed to be, Jennifer says, you're most definitely describing what I'm going through. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's intense. Like I was in agony last night. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I was in agony. I was like, what the all right. He's fine. Ain't he fine? Oh, coming in as a 10 of wands. Oh, that's my type. Ooh, child. Okay. What's your name?
Ow.
All right, let's find out. Is this a soulmate connection? I want to know. Is this a soul? Let me change that. Is this a divine energy, divine feminine connection? Is this a divine energy, divine feminine connection? Look. Divine feminine connection. Is this a divine masculine, divine feminine connection? No, it is not. Okay. It is the 7 of Swords, which deals with dishonesty. I can't make this stuff up. What a little man that was asking me if I was real. What a little man that was just asking me. I know he probably left by now, whoever he is. But this deals with dishonesty, lies, trickery, scheming, cheating, deceit, theft, strategic, and criminal activity. So it's not a divine masculine, divine feminine situation. Okay. Is this a soulmate connection? Or I should have asked the other question, if this is a karmic partner. But I want to know, is this a soulmate connection? I want to know why the connection is so intense. That's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of. Why is this connection specifically so intense that both of you are going through it? Is this a soulmate connection? No, it's not a soulmate connection. Dealing with the 8 of Cups. Okay. This deals with abandonment, which we know that's why they're regretting and numbing themselves. This deals with abandonment, being withdrawn, walking away, letting go, relationship breakup, escapism, and moving on. Okay. Both of these are very interesting. Okay. So now I'm going to ask the question because I want to know, why is this connection so strong? Is this a karmic partner? Is this a karmic partner? Is this a karmic partner? I mean, it got to be, right? But I just want to know, is this a karmic partner? Oh, I had a card down there I didn't even know about. Yes, it is. Dealing with the 2 of Cups. It is not a twin flame. That was the first question I asked. Good morning. Welcome. See? Okay, so this is dealing with a karmic partner coming in as the Two of Cups. Unified love, attraction, relationships, partnerships, romantic entanglements, shared understanding. So, entanglements. Y'all heard that? Entanglements. All right. So this is not a karmic part. This is not a twin flame. This is not a soulmate connection. This is a karmic partnership. This is an entanglement that you have. This is a soul tie. Different connection, folks. Different connection. All right. Now, let's talk about this. Whose business is this? 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 Good morning, beautiful people. Oh, good grief. Whose business is this? Whose business is this? Whose business is this? All right, if you have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius placements, you're dealing with and remember, energy can be transferable. You know, it can be interchangeable. So anyhow, just because I don't call your sign, I'll be like, oh my God, that doesn't belong to me. Unless you know what all your placements are, you never know. Just listen, okay? Still could be applicable. Take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you're coming in as the Strength card in reverse. All right. Vulnerability, insecurities, self-doubt, low confidence, cowardly, low energy, disbelief, and abuse of power. How interesting. Is that not what I describe that person as being? The person who is numbing, self-medicating, addictions, irrational behavior, has bad choices. They like to talk a sweet game, operates with a lot of masculine energy. They're overly confident and logical, assertive, protective. They're wounded. They're controlling. They're aggressive. They're idiotic, egoic. The person that they may be dealing with is a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. All right. The person who is reflecting may pop up. Surprise visits, reaching out in person. This person may take the train a lot. Okay. They may be on a subway or a railway. You may run into them. This person is fine. God, you know. All I'm gonna say. But anyway, this person is coming in as the Magician in reverse, dealing with trickery, deception, craftiness, illusions, farce, manipulative, poor planning, and wasting talent. So basically what I'm getting from this is that both of you guys have very conniving ways in this instance. You have our fire signs who are here, who are going through it mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. And then we have them, they're dealing with their own reckoning, right? But what I'm gathering here is that Gemini, Libra, Aquarius did not like the way that things ended with this person. So they may be possibly going through their own ways to try to like manipulate the situation. Like they don't want to let go. So they're using their own forms of deceit to try to get things to come to pass. All right. Whew. What is going on with my fire and air signs? Fire and air signs. Told y'all, I don't think fire needs air to be fire, yes, but I don't think they go well together. I think fire and air can equal a wildfire, a hot mess, a disaster, if you will. All right, what is going on with my fire and air signs? Fire and air signs. I'm telling y'all, I definitely feel like people both parties wish that they can go back in the hands of time. And it's about trying to free themselves from this discontentment that they've been experiencing. Oh boy. All right, so now that we got the foundational insights, what is happening here? Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I definitely feel like what is happening here. Let me turn on the light just a little bit so y'all can see. There we go. There is an extreme insecurity here. And the fire signs are coming to the realization that they didn't do something right. Okay. How you going from being unbothered completely to being bothered? They know that they've messed up. They know that they've messed up. And they're feeling it. They know that they messed up. This particular person knows that they're reaping the karma right now in real time for how they treated you. And it may not have been a long period of time from the last time that you've seen this person or the last time that you've dealt with this person. This particular individual, you may have met them last month, for example, or broke it off with them last month. But this month they're reaping hell. I feel like this is an attack from the heavenlies on how this person treated you. Okay. This is good. Hey there. This is an attack on them. And it's not just you. This is an attack for all the things that they've done to so many different people over the course of their lives, the course of their existence within the last 2 to 3 years. This person has not been a good person. This person has been operating with a lot of blocked hurt and anger. It's going back to what I said. Like all of these things, I said this an hour ago because I've been chatting for so long. But this is about the things that you thought that you buried deep within are coming to the surface. Like you can't escape it. You can't run from it and you can't escape it. This person is going crazy. They're going crazy. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius is coming in as a 7 of Wands. So like I said, they're not no saint either. Okay. They're coming in as a 7 of Wands in reverse. They've been doing all of this, reflecting and assessing, acknowledging, which is here. They basically realize that they put themselves in a bind as well. And now they think because they're over here doing yoga and Pilates and breath work and everything else, they think that they have kind of like outgrown they think that they have outrun karma, if you will. But this person ain't no better off. See, like attracts likes. And in this instance, you got two hurt people attracting to each other because neither one of y'all is dealing with y'all stuff. And now both of you guys are being forced to wake up and smell the coffee. Get yourself together. Do what's right. But I feel like both of you, from your current energy to the foundational energy, are both in two negative places because both of these cards are in reverse. And this person is feeling like everything that's coming their way, they're trying to lie to themselves. That's what that is. They're trying to lie to themselves. They're trying to tell themselves that they're not bothered, that they're not hurt. That's what that trickery and deception is. They're trying to act like they're so healed. They may even be acting like they're all holy roly. They're running. They're trying to band-aid instead of triage the hurt. They trying to act like they ain't never been to hurt. You know, when people tell you, if somebody ever tell you, I never had a bad day of my life, they are lying and run for them. That person is delusional and they live in denial. And whatever world that they live in, let me know, because it sounds like that'd be a fun place to live. Okay. Now, the pros is with this 10 of Cups here in reverse, you guys definitely came to the realization that this is not the person for you. Both of you have come to that realization. Both of you have come to the conclusion that this is not the person for you. Oops, I'm gonna tore my blanket. But both of you have come to the realization that this was never going to be nothing more than what it was. Whatever it was, that was the full extent and the full intent. Again, we're talking about a karmic relationship, which means both of you came into each other's lives to teach you a lesson. This was about a lesson. Yes, you was attracted to this person. Yes, it was romance. It wasn't even really romance. You liked the way they looked. They liked the way you looked. Now y'all over here going through.
Damn you!
And I feel like this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius is trying to pray. For some reason, this person is heavy in religion now. And they're trying to like pray you away. The consequence is here. This energy is very stagnant. It's not moving. I feel as though with this 8 of Wands, I feel as though you're dealing with the fallout of the relationship longer than you were dealing with the actual relationship. You may have been kicking it with this person for about 6 to 8 months. But the residual fallout from the toxicity is taking you years to heal. It's taking you years to heal. And you're not healing because you don't understand. But what you don't understand is that this didn't start with this fire sign or this air sign. Your hurt preceded that. So you're blaming all of your hurt and your anger and your frustration on the wrong person. You're putting a label on the wrong package. Remember when I told y'all I started this reading out talking about the exterior and how I felt like I bought some face cream and it was 1 ounce, but the packaging was 3 ounces or something like that. Whatever I said, go back and watch the playback on YouTube. But my point is that you're putting a label on this person saying, this is the person who hit me. You did it. You did do it, didn't you? You did it. You did it. And yo, that ain't even a person who hurt you.
Bruh.
That ain't even a person who hurt you. You really still masking hurt from 10 years ago with the person that you actually loved and cared for. So now you running around here calling this person Satan, in which this person is your version of Satan. But that ain't even the person that you mad at. You probably still angry at what your parents did and didn't do for you. You probably still angry about your boyfriend from the 1st grade, your girlfriend from the 3rd grade who rejected you. Like, all of these things are compiling and combusting. And instead of you being honest with yourself about the root of your anger, you're scapegoating and blaming it on other people. You're projecting to the wrong person. Really, you are your own problem. You're your own worst enemy.
You've got mail.
What this is trying to teach you is that it's time for you to come out and to come forward. Go get a therapist. Go work with people or talk to people who've been where you are. Be vulnerable. Be open. Discuss. What you're feeling. Label your feelings. So many of y'all don't even know that you're angry. You don't even know why you're angry, because you don't even know that you're angry. If you're living with anger, there are 10 other emotions that you have completely bypassed to get to that point of anger. You're resentful, you're embarrassed, you're ashamed, you're humiliated, you feel disrespected. Those are 5 things that I can name right now off the top of my head. And if you don't know if you're angry, I strongly recommend you go and Google the anger iceberg. If you don't know if you're angry or not, go Google the feelings wheel and look at it. Start labeling those micro feelings that turn into emotions. A lot of y'all don't even know the difference between a feeling and an emotion. If you're crying, that is an emotion. Anything that causes you to have a physiological response, i.e. crying, that means you're sad. Why are you sad? I am grieving. Why are you grieving? I am disappointed. Why are you disappointed? I feel misled. Why do you feel misled? I was under the impression that we were going to do X, Y, and Z, and I feel betrayed. Label your feelings so that you can better understand your emotions. Those 5 things that I named are feelings that equates to an emotion, which is anger. But you don't even know you're angry. You don't even know you're angry. You don't even know why you're angry. It's time that y'all sit down somewhere and stop chasing other people and chase the inner you and fix it. Before you can be running around here acting like you God's gift to earth, trying to fix and save somebody else. It don't work like that. What you need to do to heal is walk away and don't look back. Walk away and don't look back. Take whatever you have today and start working on you. This is the first card that has come upright since we've been talking. Walk away. Work on you. Build your own stability. Build your own security. Build your own life. Manifest what you really want to have happen. But you can't manifest love when you're still walking around harboring so much hate. You walking around here talking about you want a husband and you don't even know how to be a girlfriend. You don't even know how to be a girlfriend. Skip being a girlfriend. Do you even know how to be a friend? Let's talk about that. Why do we live in a society where people don't even have legitimate friends anymore? Think about it. Everybody walking around here hurt and sheltered, guarded. looking at everybody under a magnifying glass. Who the hell are you that you are that important? That you could think so highly of yourself that everybody else got to jump through hoops and swim through oceans to get to you. It don't work like that. I get that nobody wants to be hurt. I get that nobody wants to be taken advantage of and being abused. I get all of those things. But I promise you, you get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar. And a lot of y'all are walking around here like sour apples. Sour, bitter apples. And you wondering why you're not getting anywhere in life. With people, that is. Life is all about people problems. The whole Bible is about people problems. Everybody is going to deal with people problems from now until eternity. You cannot get through life without addressing issues that need to be addressed. You can run, but you cannot hide. And that's what this reading is about. You've been spending all of your time and your energy trying to outrun hurt, outrun animosity, outrun jealousy, outrun envy, outrun hurt, outrun betrayal, outrun embarrassment, outrun hostility. I mean, I can go on and on and on. It's several feelings. But you never stop to say, why am I running from the things that I feel deeply? Listen, shadow work is never easy. It's never easy. This is why I tell everybody to get you a therapist. Because they could start asking you some questions that will cause you to stop and to think. We don't ever really want to admit the truth. We always want the truth, but you never want to admit the truth. The truth is, I'm hurting. The truth is, da 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 da. You cannot live your whole life running from the truth. The truth will find you. And you need to process and deal with the truth while you're able to deal with the truth. Because if you don't want to deal with the truth will deal with you. And right now, the truth is dealing some ugly cards. The truth is dealing some ugly cards right now. What you need to do is stop thinking that you're going to be able to grow and prosper and be well and be healthy and have all these things. It's not going to come to you until you deal with it. It is showing its ugly head right now. It is showing. You think about, I don't know why I want to call it a turnip green. I don't think that that's it. But in my third eye, I got a vision of some type of starchy food that grows underneath the ground. Think about a carrot, right? Carrot underground is about this big, about this long. Let's just say this the carrot underground. But above, all you see is the plant. You got this much anger, resistance, blah, 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 blah. And all you see is this weed at the top. What's in you is coming out. But y'all don't want to talk about that. It's easier to avoid it than it is to confront it. And I get it.
Embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. But you're never going to attract true love if you don't even love the ugly sides of you. And the uglier sides of you may be so insecure that you tolerate people that are unhealthy for you, that you're willing to sleep with any and everybody, protected or not, that you lie to people because you don't know how to be honest with people and tell the truth. You don't know how to be clear in your own mind about what your needs and wants are. I mean, it is so much going on. This is why I started this reading saying, take time to get still and to process what you are dealing with. Seven of Swords. You've been spending your whole life robbing other people of the things that belong to them, their joy, their dignity, their self-respect, their dignity, their integrity, their morals, their values, their love. You've been walking around here stealing from people and corrupting people. That's the second time that card has come up in this reading. You've been spending your whole adult life being so deceitful and wonder why you got bad karma. I ain't gonna be a lot of people friend today because I'm just telling y'all the truth. But you can't do that no more. You cannot do that anymore. Everybody walking around here looking at what's going on with Diddy and everybody else, that's all the truth is coming to the light. Baby, guess what? If the truth is coming to the light about Diddy and all these celebrities and all these other folk, you think it ain't gonna come to the light dealing with you? Again, don't think so arrogantly of yourself that it applies to everybody else and you are the exception. The rule is the rule. Period. This is the harsh truth that you don't want to hear. All right. Let's hurry up and get out of here for this turn into a 2-hour reading. All right. Clarify this Queen of Pentacles and this Seven of Wands, both in reverse. Clarify. Both of y'all are dealing with bad luck right now. You're going against the flow of life. You've been going through against the flow of life. That's everything I just been telling y'all. Why have they been going against the will of life? Clarify this 10 of Cups and this 8 of Wands, both in reverse. Well, for one, your love has been stagnant because you haven't really been offering it. For two, love has been stagnant for both of you because you don't really know what true love is. And for both of you, this is a karmic lesson that goes back to childhood. Maybe you feel like your parents didn't love you. They didn't give you enough attention. Somebody may have been a latchkey kid, but your parents did not edify you and build you up enough. They didn't build your self-esteem. And this is some of the things that you're dealing with this time machine and this freedom card. This is what a lot of this reflection is about right now. Yep. Here go the strength card again. This is the second time this has come up in this reading in reverse. You're feeling very weak. You're not having good success because you're too insecure about who you are. You're too insecure. You looking at everything else that ain't got nothing to do with the price of tea in China.
Everybody fake now.
Y'all over here looking at bodies and body count, teeth, weave, all this superficial things. Like I said, you're looking at the exterior packaging, not processing what's underneath in the package. I spent $50 on a face cream. The box is this doggone big. But once I opened up the face cream, this is how big the face cream is. Ain't that a big difference? This ain't even the same. What I need all this box for? If that ain't a class action lawsuit waiting to happen. If I'm only getting 8 ounces worth of something, then I should only have 8 ounces, maybe 9 ounces worth of an exterior box or bag, right? That's how you've been getting by. You've been masking. You've been masking. Looking for all the wrong things. I want to know what that mouth do. What that got to do with anything? It's a mouth. It's a mouth. They all work the same. What do you mean? Somebody's mouths are bigger than others. Some people need to hydrate a little bit more. I'm just saying. Get out of here with this superficial stuff. Clarify this Hermit in reverse and this Four of Pentacles upright. Clarify the Hermit in reverse and this Four of Pentacles upright. The Emperor. Neither one of y'all are walking in y'all energy. Your true energy. Neither one of y'all are. An emperor is supposed to be prepared. An emperor is supposed to be knowledgeable. An emperor is supposed to be strong, full of vision, trustworthy. It's an emperor. This man got ego and drive and ambition, got his stuff together. Neither one of y'all are operating like that. Both of y'all walking around here in masculine energy. Which, I mean, by life's defaults, that's how some of us just are, unfortunately. But you get the point. Clarify this Three of Pentacles in reverse. Yep. You're not growing. I'm forgetting to show y'all the dang on cards. Y'all are not growing in your relationships because you're not offering anything either. You wonder why you're getting insecurities in a relationship. How are you offering security? I mean, let's be clear. Hey, Leisha, you can't get security when you're not offering security.
Get that garbage out of here!
You can't. Y'all wanting to meet husbands and wives, but you're not even a husband or a wife.
I said what I said!
And at the bottom of the deck, we got the Ten of Cups, as I said that. Yeah. You walking around here hoping for happiness, and you're not even taking a step to even create the environment that you want. Now, here's a conversation that y'all are really not ready for, especially the men. I just want a girl that's going to be submissive. Okay, well, let's break that down. Just like how I was talking about the feelings wheel earlier, and I was talking about, I just want a girl that's going to be submissive. Let's talk about the word submissive. In order for a woman to be submissive to a man, 3 things have to occur. You need to create an environment of trust, which means you got to create an environment of safety and security. Psychological safety and security. You have to create the reputation of admiration. You need to be everything that she needs you to be in order for her to admire you, to not want to do anything else. You got to sell yourself now and forever. The other thing is It's fear. Because we all know that duality exists, right? And when we talk about fear, I'm not talking about making somebody scared. I'm talking about the fear that I don't want to disappoint my husband because I trust him so much. I admire him so much. I respect him so much that I'm not going to put him in a compromising situation. Because look how this man treats me. Look how this man cares for me. Look how this man does these things for me. Look how hard this man works for me. Look how this man takes things off my plate and puts it on his back and deals with it. I'm not saying that it's healthy. I'm saying to you, if you want somebody that's going to be submissive, you got to create the environment. You set the tone as a man. And what I am saying is, in this relationship, because we're talking about masculine energy, it came out here. You wonder why you're not growing and thriving. You wonder why you're not meeting your optimum capacity for love. What foundation did you create to even walk in that with somebody? Anytime I meet a man and talk about, I'm just want a girl that's going to be submissive, I be like, if you don't get off my phone. Because the moment that you ask the question, so let me ask you this, what do you do to create that environment for a woman to be submissive? Let me tell y'all what you hear. When you say that, let me tell you exactly what you hear. And then I'm going to tell you what else is going to happen next. You never hear from them again. See, we really think as a society that we're doing ourselves a justice with these microwave relationships. We think as a society that we're doing ourselves favor by not having any morals, any values, by lowering our standards. Remember, I talked about this at the beginning of the reading an hour and a half ago, when y'all thought I was just being sadistic and bougie. We do ourselves such a disservice when we don't operate within the integrity that our ancestors created for us. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. And right now, as a whole, as a collective, we are falling for anything. And it is disgusting. And it is upsetting. Because you walking around with binoculars and a flashlight in the daytime looking for something that you can't even give yourself. And you want to hold somebody else accountable? It don't work like that. This is why this fire sign is doing everything that they can to numb themselves. It is easier to get high. It is easier to stay drunk. It is easier to sleep all day and night. Because you don't have to deal with it. And what I'm telling you is you can run to the gym and work on your body all you want to. You can stay in a Pilates class all you want to. You can go on every diet and fad and everything that you want to. You can do whatever it is that you want to run. But until you start working on you, until you can start working on you and positioning yourself to be in the best situation that you can be, the universe is going to keep on telling you the same thing. Every time you ask for something different than what you're exuding, your answer is going to be simple.
No.
You're not ready. You're not ready. They're not ready. Nobody's ready. And you wonder why we're in a culture of a lack of readiness, where nobody is prepared to be in a relationship. Nobody wants to be in a relationship. This is why. This is why. We live in a society of hurt people. thinking that it's cool and what's up to go and hurt other people. You running from your problems like you doggone Forrest Gump.
Run, Forrest, run! Run, Forrest!
And the reality is, until you willing to deal with your specific, you're going to be walking in a constant and continuous, never-ending, complete and that's why you're experiencing what you're experiencing in this reading. That's why. Let's get out of this business because it's about to turn into a 2-hour reading and I don't, ain't nothing else to say. It ain't a soulmate. It's definitely a karma. This is the lesson that you're supposed to be learning right now. This is the lesson that you are supposed to be learning right now. What do they need to do to heal? Spirit, tell us, what do the people in this reading need to do to heal? Yeah. First of all, you got to stop fighting with people. That's the first thing. Give me messages. What does this person need to do to heal? What does this person need to do to heal? What does this person need to do to heal? What does this person need to do to heal? What does this person need to do to heal? Stop avoiding the inevitable. This is what I've only been talking about for the last 30, 45 minutes, I know. Stop avoiding the inevitable. The more you try to hold on to delaying it, the more harsher the wake-up call will be. You think about it. Whenever you're supposed to get up on time and you keep hitting snooze, you don't ever feel better that you hit snooze 900 times. You feel worse because now you're rushing. Stop withholding your offers of security and safety and psychological safety. This is the second time that this card has come up today. You're trying to walk around and hiding from love because you're scared of love, but you need to stop being afraid of love. Love is what makes the world go round. Here we go again with the strength card. Stop being a coward. Stop being weak. Strength is here. Strength is here. Strength is here. Third time it's come up. Stop being afraid to be vulnerable. Stop being afraid of giving to get. Y'all afraid. You afraid. Anytime somebody come around giving you the best that they got, being a genuine person, you walking around hurting people because you afraid to open up.
Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that?
Y'all walking around here acting like somebody got the damn cooties. And the only person who got cooties is you, boo. Once you get past all of this, you will learn that love is out there. You will learn that love is out there. That it is meant for you. You are meant to be loved. You are meant to be respected. You are meant to be cared for. You are meant to be provided for. You are meant to mean something to somebody in this world other than your mama and your daddy. And for some of you, they didn't even care about you. That's the root of your problem. But you are meant to be more in this world than what you're operating in capacity wise. And that's why you're restless right now. That's why you are going through what you're going through right now. And it's going to keep on dealing with you until you deal with it. I hate to say it. You got to deal with it. You got to face the things that are going on within you. because the more that you run from it, the more it's going to keep on confronting you. You can't run from your problems forever, y'all. I know this was a very harsh reading this morning, but I know it's applicable and I know it applies to somebody specifically in here. That's why it came through. Y'all know Mimi's here to love you, not to hate you. I'm here to tell you the truth. It would be a gross misjustice of my gifts and talents if I didn't tell you what I see, if I didn't be transparent and I didn't be honest and I give it to you raw. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to tell you the truth. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of this business. If you missed the reading, go ahead and play it back on YouTube. If you have to listen to it a couple of times, listen to it while you're working out. Let that fuel you and piss you off to do the right thing in life. Start having those difficult conversations with folks. If you have questions about your specific situations, I am booking readings on my website at PiscesTarot.com. Go ahead and book an appointment with me. I would never reach out to you to do a reading. Be careful of the scammers because it's a whole lot of them out there. All right. But definitely have a good day. Think about what I said and let that empower you to be your better self. All right. Live your best life by being your better self. All right, y'all, I'm out.